Hi everyone, I'm Manny, and I'm going to introduce you to our spotlight artist.
Greetings, everyone. I'm Robert Roach. I was born and raised in a place called Marion, Indiana, back in the Midwest. Most of you probably don't know where it is, but that's my hometown, and this is my second hometown. It's where I went to exchange school, and all of those experiences brought me around the world and back to LA. I've lived here since the early 90s and in Pomona for the last few years.
What is your artistry?
My artistry, in one word, is storytelling. I believe that whether you are illustrating a single picture or a series of pictures, it's all about telling a story. Michelangelo, another one of my favorite creators, is a great example. You look at David, you look at Moses, it's one image, but it's an expansive story that's being told by that sculpture. And you look at the Sistine Chapel, and you see all of these interlocking stories. So whether he was moving from a single image or to multiple images, always storytelling.
How have the arts impacted you?
The arts have impacted me because I think pursuing art, which is an important thing. Don't just think in terms of I'm an artist or I do artwork. Pursuing art has been a lifelong mission, and in pursuit of its excellence has forced me to consider important things about myself, important things about the world around me, important things about the family that I have and my friends and such. It's not only enabled me, but it has required that I become a more expansive person. So when you talk about artistry, I also like to think in terms of the pursuit of artistry and the byproducts of that pursuit creating a better Robert Roach.
Can you explain why you chose your legendary artist?
Now, my legendary artist is a famous Japanese artist named Hokusai. And it's not fair that I have to choose one artist. I want that clear. I want that completely clear. But if I have to choose one, I would say Hokusai because his international influence, people don't know about him, and he deserves a lot more respect. He was one of the founding influences in the whole Impressionistic movement in the 1800s. His artwork stands alone in terms of excellence. Everybody knows him, even though they may not know that they know him. The famous Great Wave of Kanagawa, where you can see Mount Fuji in the background and the tidal wave is in the foreground. That's Hokusai. His Red Fuji was was the wood block print that a lot of those impressionists loved and went in search of his stuff. That took Monet, Manet, Van Gogh, all of these guys in their direction. He's like a Michelangelo of Asia in that he could do things in perspective when people weren't doing things in perspective in Japan. Paintings, sculpture, structures, all of that. So Hokusai is my boy.
What advice would you give to a young artist?
My advice to a young artist is to know yourself. And know yourself at the same time that you are willing to absorb information and influence from others. Have discernment because you don't need to be taking advice from everybody. Not everybody has the best advice for you. And that's where discernment is important, but also humility in that you are willing to take in information from other people at the same time that you try to have a singular attitude about who and what you are. When I was a kid, a lot of my art that I liked sci-fi, I liked fantasy, I liked action and that kind of stuff. It was considered by my instructors to be a waste of my artistic skills. Um, I had to be hard headed and single minded about it. At the same time that I pursued these things, I had to take in influence from other people so that I could be better. This would be my best suggestion to you, to make sure you persevere. Persevere is very important in this type of a manner.